Hello, everyone, and welcome to the very first AFLW Fantasy Fanatics pre-lockout chat ahead of round one. We are here and been probably tinkering around with our teams last 48 hours, probably too much, with the first games kicking off in about an hour's time, really, from when we're recording live. But I'm your host, Bales, and you can find me at BAILSDT across the socials. And joining me, as always, is my co-host and fellow AFLW Fantasy Fanatic, Tom Hales. Tom, mate, how are you? I'm pretty sure you're pretty excited with AFLW about to kick off.
Stressed. I am very, very stressed. I think I've got my team sorted, but teams will no doubt throw up a few curveballs to dodge in the 55 minutes we're going to have between teams getting announced and that first bounce, that first game.
Yep, exactly. So we've got teams dropping in about 2 minutes' time. So we'll pretty much go through. We'll quickly skim over. We won't give you probably the in-depth analysis that the likes of Liam, John O'Mellon will probably be able to do tomorrow for the free kick on air. We can go and have a look at maybe some positional things. We'll see if there's some maybe extra rucks name that we don't want named, or we'll just see where people are named, and that's what we'll be looking at doing. But probably with the turns before we get started into that is, I guess, what are the big decisions, Tom, you gotta make tonight? Because obviously we've got the two games on. I think the first game is probably good that Carlton Collingwood, we don't have a huge amount of players in that game. It's probably the game after where we've got a few decisions to make. But any sort of big calls you need to make tonight or even tomorrow?
I think, well, with the first game, I think Ash Centre being named in the guts makes that decision for us all. I think she's as close to a must-have as possible. I don't think I want to do her on field. I think I'm going to have her on the bench, just because we haven't seen her in full league level AFLW against fully grown women yet. So we'll see how that goes. It might be that we have to do a bit of restructure next week to get her on field if she is as good as her junior pedigree says. Then it's the decision about the M5. Probably for me needs to be made tonight. Do I go with a full primo midfield with Prasparkis at M5, or do I play a cheaper option? And if I play a cheaper option, I probably want to start Charlie Thomas tonight in that second game, as I think she's a very, very strong defensive option, but I don't currently have her in my side. So we'll see what teams throw up.
Yeah, I'm literally that's the big thing for me that I'm tossing up is starting Patrikios at M5 or Prasparkis at M5. Like, I'm not about Prasparkis being there. It's more about going one of those bigger mids or going for Patrikios there. And I just guess I'm tossing it. It's probably tossing up Wrench and a Riddell or Gardner type, which I think we chatted about before we started recording, or it's a Patrikios and a Thomas. So that decision needs to be made tonight. So that'll be an interesting one to see what I end up doing. But if I'm not mistaken, I think that it is 6:20. So I want to imagine that the teams have been dropped. So let's go through each of the games. If you guys have got any questions as well, feel free to chuck them in the chat, and we will answer those once we go through these teams and have a look. So looking at Sydney and Richmond, so that is the game tomorrow night, starting from 7 minutes ago tomorrow. Having a look here, so Zippy Fish named on the bench there for us. Obviously, Morfitt is in the ruck, which is no surprise there. Gardner named in the middle, along with Conti there. Caitlin Cox named at half back. Izzy Bacon named in defence. Anyone else that's taken sort of anything from you, Tom?
Yeah, Montana Ham named on half forward. Chloe Malloy named the forward pocket. I'm not too worried until I see it. So I feel like I'm keen on the Montana Ham pick. I think as a lot of the content creators are. Hopefully she gets mid-time and she's either a half forward rolling up to stoppage or has a decent on-ball stint in that rotation. But yeah, I think there's definitely going to be that's going to be a watch, and also watch to see who gets the Ella Heads bump in the Sydney backline with Lucy McAvoy on a wing.
Yep, exactly. That'll be something to watch. I guess the other one that probably here is that Alexia Hamilton isn't named. So does that mean that Ali Morfitt's a lot more of that sort of solo ruck? That would be the interesting one. Maybe is it like a Privatelli or someone that is chopping out? So that would be something to watch there if you're keen on Morfitt. Moving over to the Saturday game. So we've got Geelong and North Melbourne and going through the list here. Alice O'Loughlin was playing there for anyone who was considering her. Didn't play in the Pracky game. She's named at half forward. Georgia Prasparkas named in the middle. No surprises there. Then we've got Ola Shearer named at half back. Ash Maloney named at full forward for Geelong. Piper Dunlop is obviously there as the ruck. And having a look here, Erica Fowler has not been named.
No.
And then so Kate Darby looks like she'll probably be that second sort of chop at ruck. So I wonder if there'll be anyone out there starting Piper Dunlop as their R1 or R2.
Well,
R2
it's
probably lock,
it's a definite option, but I feel like I want to see it first. I'm not scared to do my ruck down if I see it, love it, want to bring Dunlop on field next week. I don't think I can start there just with how difficult that's going to be to undo, I suppose.
Yeah, and I'm the same as well. I did that last year. Jess Allen started, had Olish O'Dowd on the bench, and O'Dowd was really good. And I thought, time to make the call, go Jess Allen down. I think that's a pretty similar one this year. So, Riddell Garner named in the middle. No surprise there, along with Amy McDonald, Nina Morrison. Don't mind
Amy McDonald named as well.
Yeah. I don't mind Amy McDonald if you want to go a little bit different. She could be someone that's a bit of a pod under $1 million in the midfield, but I think Georgia Sparkus is clearly the option. I think that we're both fairly keen on. Final one, any interest in Libby Birch at all to start the year with Emma Carney for at least the first couple of weeks? Or do you just think with Sheeran back there, Bresnahan, you just probably think she might go well to start the year, but maybe not probably one you're going to start with?
I just think there's so many mouths back there. With Erica Rushy on the bench as well. I don't really have the confidence in Libby Birch, just knowing how poorly in some games she scored last year. And not seeing that much of it. Yeah, it's an option, but it's another one because she's cheap in that mid-price kind of range. So cheap mid-pricer, it might be someone I can transition to next week as maybe a cash grab to fix up other positions if they go poorly.
Yeah. Moving to GWS and Essendon. So looking here, the big one is Grace Koss is named to R1. Eilish O'Dowd is on the bench and there's no Fleur Davis. So it means that Koss and O'Dowd will share that ruck. So I think Grace Koss is probably someone that's a good bench option to start. I just think with O'Dowd being there probably just takes a little bit of that sort of, it's a bit nervous probably starting at F5 with the fact that Eilish O'Dowd is there. Wouldn't be shocked if O'Dowd had a little bit less time on ground to start in round one, just coming back from Ireland. I think last Saturday, I believe Liam said it was. So something to watch there. Ellie Brown named in the defence there. So she's an option at $425K, along with Cambridge McCormick that I know you mentioned, Tom, pre-pod that you might look at there. Bonnie Toogood named at full forward as well for the Bombers. Going through here, Amy Gaylor's named at half back for Essendon. Tani Evans done at full forward along with Zali Goldsworthy. Probably, as we both say, probably not the positions we want to see either of those girls in, but there you go. Elise Parker named in the middle along with Caitlin Surhoy. Maybe a bit of a pod option you could look at. And Matilda Dyke has been named as the ruck, and I don't see Courtney Murphy on the. She's a half forward. Half forward. So I've just missed that. Half forward. So, is there? Could you go Dunlop and Courtney Murphy, or do you think that's the play that if Murphy plays well to start the year, you'd go the ruck down, play Dunlop on field?
I think, and obviously this might be different. This is just how it's been named up. This doesn't mean this is how they're going to start. I think this rules or Courtney Murphy as one of the two rookie rucks out. The fact that she's sharing and she's not even being named as that initial ruck. She's being named on field as a forward, which I think is more like so. That I just don't. I think I don't think you can do the rookie rucks or with these two as a result. And I think Dunlop is clearly number one at Geelong, so I think you just got to start there.
Yeah. The interesting, I think
Izzy Huntington named is big as well. She didn't play a bracky game.
Yeah, exactly. So, I think that the big one for me that Taylor Levy's been named as an emergency for GWS, which obviously coming over from the Crows, a few people thought cheaper forward. Is there any interest there? But she's been named as emergency. So that is a very interesting one to start off the year there. Moving to the Dogs and Melbourne. So Kate Hoare has been named. A few people obviously were worried that she was listed as a test. Taylor Harris has also been named at full forward along with Ian Zanker is sitting there as well. Georgia Stathis is at halfback for anyone that's interested at starting with her there. Paxi Paxman, they're named on a wing, so I think they're a very good option that both of me and Tom are pretty keen on. Interesting enough, Ellie Blackburn's named at half forward, but I do expect her to be in the midfield. Izzy Pritchard has been named as well after looking like she wasn't going to play early in the season, but she's been named, so she must have had a pretty quick recovery there, which is good for the Dogs. Molly O'Hare's been named at halfback, but I think we do have other rookie options, but someone to keep an eye on if she plays well to start, along with an Emma McDonald, who a few people might be starting in the forward line there. And then going to the sort of the bench. So Shelley Heath is named on ball. That a little bit of a maybe pod name. A few people have been interested in if Kate Hoare is to play a little bit more forward with a bit of sort of a knee soreness or bone bruising. And then on the bench, Sarah Pousty has also been named as well. So if anyone's wanting to go her there, Annalie McKee's been named as emergency, which is an interesting one there. And Sinead Goldrick is also named as an emergency, which is very interesting couple of ones there. But anything from you there, Tom, you're looking at?
I think Kate Hoare named at full forward for me rules her out. Just with that unknown of what is her role going to be. Like, obviously, fully fit, fully midfield Kate Hoare could be underpriced, could be a half-decent starting pick. But if she's going to play some forward time, I don't think that's the place to start. Shelley Heath's an interesting one, 699k defender, named on ball. If that role is real, then fabulous. But I'm going to say this a lot. Need to see it. Need to see it. Because these players have such strong second/primary positions. We need to know if these midfield switches are actually real or just how they've been named up, how they've been filled into the team sheet.
Yeah, exactly. Moving over to Brisbane and Hawthorn. So going through the team sheets here. So Bree Conan's been named a halfback, which obviously a lot of us are studying because of the midfield role. But these are obviously Sunday squads. So we'll see if it gets trimmed. And as it's funny, we can't always take a lot from team sheets, but it would have been really nice to have seen her named in the midfield to begin with. But just something to note there. Jade Ellinger and along with Nat Grider have also been named at halfback as well. Najwa Allen's been named at half forward. So I'm interested to see what her role is. Greta Bodie's named on a wing. So if anyone was looking for maybe a premium forward, Greta Bodie, if you're looking there, could be an option. Ali Anderson there in the mids along with Emily Bates. No surprises there. T. Lucas Rod, they're named at half back, so we'll see how their role goes because we did see a bit of forward time in the Pracky game, so we'll just see if they're in that half back role and it's sort of set there ready to go. Then we've got, Conway, Dawes, and Anderson are named on ball for Brisbane, so it doesn't shock me. It'd just be interesting to see Bree Conan, that fourth mid that does go in there. Lucy Wells obviously named in the ruck there. Casey Sheriff has been named. I think she copped a knock in the Pracky game, but she has been named. And then on the bench, Keely Coyne, a little bit of interest there for some people. Sinead Davison, a forward rookie, a bit of interest. And then Laura Stone has also been named on the bench. So we'll see how that goes in terms of squads and when they get cut down. But even looking on the bench here, it does seem as though looking at the team, Bree Conan and Kathy Svark will be probably those other couple of mids that do roll through there. So it might be those five that roll there. So I guess we'll just have to see. Moving to Adelaide, St Kilda and Adelaide. So just want to see, Marinoff name there. That's always great. So fantastic. Eloise Jones is back for the Crows after, I think, was it Achilles or something last year? So she's back. Caitlin Gould also named at full forward. Serene Watson is named on field. And, okay, this is a good one. The good thing for us is that Ella Friend is not named at all. So that was the worry with Serene Watson, the Pracky game. She was taking a lot of those kickouts. That's made me really confident with Serene Watson now. Really, I was fairly confident with her, but now that's like, yep, good. I think she'll take a lot of those kick-ins. Danielle Ponton named there. India Rashid is a name to keep an eye on for the Crows. Really good junior pedigree. So she could go quite well. Just depends what role is she going to have in this Crows team. That's really what I'm looking for.
Named on field, which is nice.
Yeah, that's a good. Oh no, Ella Friend is named. God damn it, she's named a half forward. I don't know why she named a half forward, but okay, that is a bit annoying. George Patricios named half forward as well. And you got Janome Anderson is named as a follower, so I'd just assume that it'd be Patricios will be swapping with Anderson there, but it would have been good to see her named there. Kaylee Cronin debuting for the Crows as well in defence, and then Brooke Tonnen is named on the bench for the Crows. Hannah Ewings is also named on the bench there. Amber Clark also named on the bench for the Saints. I guess we were keen on Serene Watson all of a sudden with Ella Friend, but now all of a sudden I did notice that she's named. Is there any worries there with all the kick-ins, a lot of them going to Ella Friend, or do you just think that might have been Pracky game? You think that Serene Watson will go well?
Game. No, not worried. Not worried in the slightest.
Hopefully Serene Watson just takes the bulk of the kick-ins in the actual stuff.
Obviously, all these Sunday games get trimmed at 5 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah,
that 3 p.m. 3 p.m. for me. 3 p.m. for me in the better side of the country, and 4:30 in that middle land. Yeah,
exactly. And the final game, Port Adelaide and Freo. So going through the teams here. What do you got? Ella Heads is named on a wing. There you go. That was what happened a lot at Sydney. So it'd be interesting to see. But she's a decent option if you're looking there for her. Anne Stannett's named at half back, which is an interesting one. Emma O'Driscoll's there as well. Indy Strom has been named at full back as well. So 300k defender if you're looking to go. Oh, actually, hang on. We didn't check with St Kilda. No, sorry, I didn't realise. Yeah, Beck Ott was the other one I didn't touch on. She's named as the R1, and Renee Karras is named on the bench. So that was probably the other one I forgot to mention there as well. But yeah, going back to...
it's actually Reen Karras.
Is it? Reen Karras? Not
Renee Karras. It's Reen.
Okay. Apologies.
Yeah, that was my big takeout from my debut on the Free Kick pod earlier in the week. That it is Reen Karras.
Yeah, okay. Apologies to Reen if he's watching. Going through here, so Matilda Schultz named as the ruck. Piper Window named on ball, which is a good confidence to see if you are starting her. Bow was named in the middle along with Gabby Newton, which is good to see as well. And then on the bench, anything of note? Ash McCarthy's named on the bench there.
She's named.
I'm just looking, who would be that backup ruck for Port? Is it like an Indy Tahoe?
It's maybe, unless they're going to throw someone like Gemma Horton at the ground to chop.
Yeah, potentially. But I guess it's good to see Matilda Schultz is named as the solo ruck, which obviously we're both fairly keen on her. That's pretty much it. I've probably missed a couple of things, but as I said, do tune into Free Kick on air tomorrow afternoon when they do go through a lot more of the in-depth stuff, because me and Tom are fanatics of AFLW, but we're certainly not experts, which I know Guesty likes to say during the men's stuff, but I probably want to be a little bit more of an expert with the men's stuff, but not as much with the women's. So yeah, Free Kick, make sure you go. And
100%.
Alex says, Bells, who are you planning to trade from the Free Kick podcast for Tom? Yeah, no, that's funny. I thought that was quite funny when you said on the Free Kick pod, you're like, "Oh, this is the best AFLW pod going around." And I heard Mel say, "Don't tell that to Bailey," and I'm like, "I'm listening." No, so I was quite funny. I thought that was really funny. But yeah, no, as I said, if you guys are tuning in now, we've chatted about some teams, so we are going to be live now, probably for 25-ish minutes, just to give us 10 minutes or so to get teams and stuff sorted. So if you guys have a question regarding any of your starting teams, anything, then let us know. But we'll start off with your boy Zenith here saying VC. Sorry, you go. Yeah, you go.
I was going to say one other thing on teams to mention. Ash Centre starts on the bench.
Yes, okay. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
We're actually, that's the final teams have been named.
Final teams being named for the first game, Collingwood. We don't. It's a great thing with AFLW. No sub.
No subs. Yes, yes, I know, which is good.
No,
the big one for me.
Sub.
So the big one for actually, we'll quickly chat about these two games and who we've got first. Then we'll get to questions because your boys don't want to get your top VCC options this week to that one there, and then all your other
Marinoff.
questions. But so yeah, I guess it's probably for those that don't have a Marinoff if they're going against it. But yes, agreed. Darcy Vesio, they're named in defence, and I was doing this last night, and I didn't hear a lot of chat, and I feel like I started the chat in a group chat.
You started the chat, and we've all just gone, oh, that's probably a really good pick.
Yeah, because I saw Gab Pound named to return from round 6 to 8, and I thought Darcy Vesio played halfback last week with Gab Pound, and now she's not there. It just looks like Darcy Vesio, they're going to be almost the main distributor. There might be some kick-ins. I don't know if they're going to be the main distributor in terms of kick-ins, but I think there'll be a couple. You've obviously put them into your side, and I've got them there as well.
Yeah, priced at 35. It's like in that kind of cheap forward line. It's like, can we get someone a score of 50? Can we get if someone can average, do kind of what Izzy Huntington did for his last season, average that 50, 52, 54? We're absolutely snapping a hand off. Collingwood are in a decent matchup for defenders, partly because they can get the ball to 450 but can't kick, or couldn't last year. They love the behind, so there might be a few kick-ins, or even like first receipt, like first possession plus sixes from a kicking, depending on how chippy Carlton want to be back there. I think they're a really strong pick at 4.69. I think they are. I think and Centra starting on the bench just makes me worried a little bit about her time on ground. Like,
it could be one where she starts on the bench, comes on for 9 minutes, then goes back to the bench again.
Yeah, she could be doing the 2 bench stint, which
I think
would make sense, especially coming off an interrupted pre-season.
Yeah, I think the thing with her is that I think we start her just because it reminds me of if you don't start her and she goes well, it's very very hard to get her in. I think
she's too expensive not to.
Yeah, I had a look at this. I actually had Ash Centre in my utility. Make sure she's in your midfield bench, because if that gets somehow locked out and you make a change after that, your utility's locked out. So make sure she's on your bench in your midfield and not in your utility, because otherwise you don't want your utility being locked out and then have to change stuff after. Even though we'd probably rather Zippy Fish if you've got the rookies on the bench, just chuck Zippy Fish on your utility for the time being. Just and then you can change it if you need to. Anyone else that you've got from this game? Obviously, like Poppy Schultz, a rookie that a few people have got there. Kalinda Howells, someone's been getting some chat in the forward line. You're looking through the rest of the team here, like Rowan Fitzpatrick, Sophie Mackay, both named half forward there. A couple of names you've looked at: Lauren Butler, Lucy Cronin, Imogen Barnett named as the R1 as well. There's a few others. Anyone else that you've got?
I currently have Lucy Cronin sat there at D4 in my side. That may/will change in the next half an hour. I just worry with Tiny White in the side. Is Cronin's prime ball user from last season going to be interrupted by White going back there to basically be the prime ball user? And therefore there might be other players within 50, 100k of them who are better priced. Other than that, Lauren Butler, it could be fine. I think it's a pretty uninspiring pick, but I don't think it's going to hurt you.
I think, as you mentioned with the Collingwood defenders like Lucy Cronin, Tani White, Lauren Butler, I'm probably just happy to watch. And if anyone pops and I want to jump on, Annie Lee, I'm happy to jump on someone if they start pretty well.
Yeah, like we have. This is the great thing about AFLW Fantasy. We have 3 trades a week. Before we're making any upgrades, we're going to have 3, 6, 9 trades. So we can do these sidewaysy fix up. As long as we don't get decimated with injuries, then we can do these fix ups, jump on the players who have popped, and really get that cash rolling.
Yeah, Exactly. And then just West Coast, Gold Coast as well. I think that's a little bit more in terms of fantasy relevant. I think we've got a fair few names there. So for like the Eagles, you've got Charlie Thomas and Emma Swanson. You've also got Lucia Painter, Ella Roberts, Jess Wrench, Liz McGrath, that people are looking at starting. Then from a Gold Coast point of view, you've got Havana Harris. Lily Mithen's been someone that a couple of people have mentioned in terms of maybe does you start her as a bit of a unique. Ella Mora, who I know you have looked at a little bit there. Tom, Neve McLaughlin, Charlie Rowbottom, the ruck, is potentially an option for us. Not named as a ruck, as a mid though. Gregory though is the ruck, and she's named as the Rovers. That was the interesting one there, which was quite funny. But yeah, who have you got from that game? So I think that actually before we say we got the big question for me. Jess Wrench. She's named as the first follower, which is great. It's confidence.
Yep.
Daisy Pearce came out and said in her press conference that she's going to essentially, like, she's been really good playing in mid, and it sounds like it's her position to lose. But with Annabelle Johnson out for, I think, half the season, I guess people like, oh, does she go back into defense because her average would just drop, right? But she looked fantastic in that Pracky game. She was everywhere, looked great. And if she's a rookie putting out a 60 for us, that is absolute gold. So I've currently got her on field at D5 as my only sub 400k player on field. What do you think? Because Gold Coast, great matchup first up.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. Going for the 5 strong midfield means I've got to make some concessions somewhere, and D5 is the position I've chosen to do it. With a defender priced at 23, 24, who's playing up. The coach has said it's going to at least start in the midfield.
Yeah,
I just think like having them D6 is absolutely fine. The fact that Beckott is named as the R1 makes me breathe a little bit, and we'll find out tomorrow whether Reen Karras is named or whether is it Sanko who is named at full foot.
Yeah, Basanko's already been confirmed to debut, so that's the thing that's interesting. Does Reen Karras?
Basanko's named full forward. Jesse Wardlaw's also there. Did he need another tall? So is Karras going to be that emergency?
I think so.
And as a result, Ort is going to be the prime rook. So as a result, we might have 2 decent defensive scoring options. So I kind of want to get both in my side and not use my utility on a defender.
So because we don't know for 100% if Ott is going to be the number 1 solo ruck with a chop out from Basanko or a Wardlaw, does that just lean you to just start Wrench tonight?
I'm banking Wrench on the bench.
Yeah,
but I'm banking Wrench if they're going to start in the midfield, and if I hear in the presser before the game, Daisy Pearce comes out and goes, "Oh, we're actually pushing it back to defence." I can change that.
Yeah,
I'm not locking that out before, but it's someone that I'm keen on. And if you're going to start in the midfield, just lock that away and not stress about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's my thoughts anyway.
Beautiful. Alrighty, let's get stuck in these questions. So your boy Zenna says top VC and C options this week. So as Tom said, if you've got Marinoff, which over 70% of the comp do, just she's captain. Simple as that. You put the VC on, you're probably your second best player. It's a Garner, Riddell, Rowbottom, Gardner, whoever. But if you don't, you've probably got, I think you have to start a red dot at R2. I think you have to, or D6 if you want to go there, F6, wherever. I think you've got to start a red.
F6 is probably my favorite.
Yeah, F6 I think is as well. I think you've got to start a red dot, and that way you're probably looping between a row bottom tonight or a Gardner and going into a Garner or Riddell, someone like that. That's where you'd be going, but not a lot of people are going to be in that position. So it's just Marinoff captain, and that's where you leave it.
The one person I probably wouldn't be rolling into is a Mim Strom, purely because of the Rook rules, and we don't quite know how they're gonna play out. I probably wouldn't roll into Strom. I'd want to see how Strom and the Rooks are scoring this year with the new holding the ball rules, with the new shortened time for Rooks to get to stoppages. see how that affects ruck scoring, because in the preseason, ruck scoring was dramatically down. So I wouldn't want to roll into that, especially when you're banking against someone with the class of Evan Marinov.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I would have a watch at that for sure. Let's go through your questions. So Carl says, saw Matilda Schultz at roll in on Bauer, game face on, ready to top score for the Rucks. Let's go. Well, let's hope, Carl, that would be good, because I've currently got her as my R1, and I know Tom
I've
does
got
as well. Damon Snell, thoughts on McLaughlin and McDonald at F5, F6? That'd be Emma McDonald. And if both go good, who would you start on field?
McLaughlin's McLaughlin, Hawthorne McLaughlin.
Yeah, I'm assuming so. I think I'd start McDonald on field.
I think I'd start McDonald as well.
Yeah, I think we would go there, Damon. Eskimo Brother 77, is Kona D1 too shallow? Also, how much money are you both carrying over with a completed team? So that's a good question, but I don't think it is too shallow. If you've got sort of going around, I've got a D1 named instead there, so I've got Watson there, but Cone I've got at D2. I think if you've got some other money around elsewhere, that's fine. And I've got 16k in the bank, so I don't have a huge amount. So your thoughts on Conan at D1?
I'm gonna be tight on my monies. I'm gonna be tight. So I think there's a way I can do this and have no K left.
I think with 3 trades, you don't necessarily have to go into round. I think it's fine.
I'd love 75k. I'd love 75k, but I've decided I want to pick the players I want to pick. And I'm gonna go from there. So I could skimp on. I've got Ash Riddell. I could pick a Charlie Rowbottom and save 50k there. I could pick Ellinger instead of Therese Watson and save 50k there to have money in the bank. I don't want to do that. I want to get the players I actually want to get. So if you have 50, I wouldn't save more than 100. I think get that money on field. Especially in the, I would sooner pay up for a better rookie, better, cheaper player who's going to score more, make more cash than just skimp on 300k rookies.
Yeah, exactly. The other thing I should also say as well, just reminding there, because I know Eliza put in there saying if anyone wants to join a head-to-head league, then the code is in the live chat for those that would like to join a head-to-head league. Always good to have more leagues and have some fun with those leagues. But if you do want to join the AFLW Fantasy Fanatics Open League, the code for that one is BI1H5QVS. So BI1H5QVS. Links are all across my X page there, the link to the actual league. So make sure you guys do join in that as well. And then the other exciting thing is that we do also have the AFLW Fantasy Content Creators Cup is also running again this season. So the lineup for the Content Creators Cup this year. So the coaches in that is obviously myself and Tom. Obviously, we're Fantasy Fanatics. We've got to be there. But we do have obviously the four legends from Free Kick. So Liam, Will, Jono, and Mel. We've also got JS and Jackson from Sliding Doors. So good to have those guys in, along with Jaiden. Obviously, he's away for this upcoming season, but he is still very much a part of the Content Creators Cup. And we've got Eloise as well, good friend of the show. And then we've also got a couple other good friends of the show. Jake and DC from Hat Chat are also in the Content Creators Cup. So looking forward to seeing how that goes. The way it works, 12 rounds, you play each other once, and then the top 2 teams make the grand final. Simple as that. It's pretty simple, sweet for the short season. So looking forward to seeing how that all goes. Next one is from Brisbane Bloods. Is Barnett an option tonight? Looking at Barnett and Patrikios, and then Watson, Ellinger, or Koss, Bowers, and Paxman. So if you had to go for a combo, Barnett, Patrikios, and then Watson or Ellinger, I think we'd say Watson, or go Koss, Bowers, and Paxman.
Koss, Bowers, and Paxman. What was the first one? Sorry.
Barnett, Patrikios, and then I'll just say Watson or Ellinger. I'll say Watson. I think you can't miss Bowers.
I don't think you can miss Bowers. Bowers could be 115, 120. She's done it before. The only reason she wasn't there last year is because she was pregnant.
Yeah.
Like, I think Bowers could be a top 5 mid, and you're getting a price at 90.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I think and
I
Paxman's a great pick as well. And costs, whether you get another, if you can find maybe 80K from somewhere.
Yeah, 80K is hard. Can I have 80K?
If you find somewhere maybe to put like an Emma McDonald there on the bench at least, and then have Cost and Emma McDonald. But you've got Bogue as well from North Melbourne if you wanted to go there. So I'd probably go the second one.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty much a very similar thing I've been tossing up Brisbane Bloods is, do I sacrifice a premium mid? At the moment, I'm going for the big mids. Matt says, Ellie Brown or O'Shea at D5. I've moved Wrench to D6 in replace of Izzy Bacon. So Brown or O'Shea at D5 for you?
Eilish Sheeran worries me coming into that team from the practice game.
Yep.
As kind of a senior player who they're going to kind of that rebounding halfback who likes to take the game on. And as a result, I probably would go the cheaper with Brown, saying that Izzy Huntington's in. So that's another decent ball user in that back half for GWS. And the ball's going to be down there more, though. So that's probably why I'd save the 70, 60K it is and go for Brown. But O'Shea's a great pick. So
yeah, I'd probably go Brown as well, just with a good matchup to start against Essendon. I think I'd start Brown. Just as you said, O'Shea could have a good pop score, but if Carney comes back and a Sheeran back there, Bresnahan, Libby Birch, I'm just slightly worried. Matt Mann, hey Bales, who to start on field, Brown or Wrench? I think I'm backing in Wrench. I think I'm backing in Wrench with a midfield role if we don't hear anything about anything changing pre-game.
Yeah, I could go either way. And then it becomes the question, if you're going to go Wrench, then why are you paying up for Brown? But then that's just turning it into my side.
You go back up and save 80K there.
Yeah. But I don't, all these questions are great because it's literally the thought process that I and a lot of AFLW coaches are definitely having. Of, do I go that position? Oh, no, I'll go down. But then why would I do that when these bottom half of defenders and forwards are very, very tough, I'm finding, to know which ones to go for.
Yeah, exactly. Brisbane Bloods, can you rank the following? McLaughlin, Paxman, Cronin, Heath, Brown. I'm going to go Paxman. I think Brown's
I'm going to remove Brown because she's at just a different price point.
Yeah, yeah, great. I've probably got Paxman / McLaughlin at 1. I really like both. I just don't know where I'd maybe go Paxman at 1 because they're cheaper. And you go McLaughlin 2. I've probably got, then it's Cronin or Heath.
I think Heath has the most upside out of all of these. If Heath's midfield role is real, Heath has the most upside.
Yep.
Named on ball. I wouldn't be against. I probably would put Heath is dangerous, but potentially one. Then I think McLaughlin. Then I think Paxman, who I think scoring will be up and down just due to the wing row. Cronin was in my team at the start of the pod. He's now out of my team. I just can't lock that. I just can't lock that in first game one. And she didn't play the practice game, so I just want to see what that backline looks like. Yeah, that's probably my order. And then Brown's just a different price point.
Different price, yeah. Yeah, agreed. So she'd be last in that scenario.
Those guys, all those guys we're talking about could be top 5 adjacent this season.
Yeah.
They could get to that 65-ish average, which would be top 5 adjacent.
Yeah. Ben McCulloch says, hey, Bales and Tom, so primo ruck type in Schultz or Morfitt and Patrikios, or 2 rookie rucks and Rowbottom. So where are you going? Could you go like Liz McGrath and Dunlop, maybe start Dunlop and go Rowbottom, or are you just going a bit safer and going Schultz Morfitt, and Patrikios. And I feel like I'm going Schultz and Patrikios because I feel like if the rookie rucks go well, you can go Schultz down to the ruck next week. And if Patrikios fails, you can go up to a mid.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'd do. There will be a midfielder premium that you can get to next week who's good. If the rookie rucks fail,
where are you going?
If you were to do it, I probably would do Gregory, just because Bella Smith's fit and not named. Not Lauren Bella, not Bella Smith. Lauren Bella, yep. Sorry. Named but not fit, or not named. Sorry, fit but not named. Right way around. So I probably would go Gregory on the bench and start Dunlop, but that's so risky. To get out of it, you're gonna have to completely rejig your side and trade out a player you probably don't want to trade out to be able to get that rookie ruck up. I would advise, let's see the rucks. Pick one of those premium sort of sub-premium rucks. See how he goes, and if you see enough from 2 rucks, pull the trigger, and then you can upgrade that O'Shea type to a Charlie Thomas next week. As an example.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. John Nichols, hey lads, how about Lauren Butler at F6? Not keen on any 300k players. And then Ethan Peacock also said Butler versus Vesio. I think we're both Vesio. I think we're both going them over Butler. But Butler at F6, could you do that, or is it too expensive?
I think that's too much money off someone that I don't think's got that much upside. The reason why I'm happy spending that on Centra and Fish is because they could both go 60 to 70 this year. I think Centra's got a 17, a chance of 70 if she has mid-time. I think Fish is kind of 55 to 65 with a halfback role. I don't see Butler going over 50 and you're paying more. So I would go down either to a Bogue, a Koss, McDonald, even a McLaughlin, a Cox. There's quite a few. Cox named at halfback for Richmond might not be the worst shout in the world. It's a 3, and you're saving 130k, which I would love it to do something else. Massive 130k.
Yeah, exactly. What do we got here? Ghost Bake says Patrikios and Thomas or Gardner and Ellie Brown. Also, who's your R1? So we've both got Schultz as our R1s. So Patrikios and Thomas or Gardner and Ellie Brown? I felt that's the question we're probably all asking, isn't it? That's really what I'm tossing up, right? I'm tossing up. Could I go wrench on the bench and go for Thomas, or go for the? I think I'm Gardner and Ellie Brown. Getting the upside of the mid.
To be fair, I'm probably Gardner and Beck Ott. If I'm going to throw that one out there.
Yeah, save yourself 80k.
But I think I'm Gardner and Browns. I think that will score more points. I think Gardner could and make more cash. The way I looked at it was I think my rookie, Wrench, if she's got a midfield role, can average 50. Gardner can go 110. That's 160 points. I don't see Patrikios and Thomas getting 160.
You probably see them as maybe Thomas is a 70, Patrikios is a 75, 80.
Yeah, I see that's 10, 15 points less, and you're getting the same amount of cash gen from your rookie as you are from Patrikios, and the same amount of no cash gen from your Gardner to your Thomas.
Yeah. Because we only got about 5 minutes or so, because we want to give you guys 10 minutes or so to play around with your teams. We'll do a bit of rapid fire here, try and get through as many of these questions. I know you guys are desperate to ask. So let's go through here. So we'll go through answer and then less than a sentence. All right. So who's the better option, Paxman or McLaughlin, from Jack Main?
Paxman.
I think I agree. And Jack also said, is Tonin a problem for selection? I don't think so. She's not on the bench, but she was so good in the
just go to rookie if not named.
Yeah, and McDonald or someone like that would be the play there. Ghost Bakes also McLaughlin at McDonald, at F5 or Butler. Is there going to be much different in terms of predicted average? So you Butler at F5 or McDonald?
I'm probably McDonald. I'm McDonald.
Probably just give you, It also doesn't lock you in tonight. You've got a bit more time to maybe if you restructure, you get a better, more expensive fall potentially if you want. So I would probably go there. Alex said who we start tonight. So I think we went through that a little bit earlier, who we've got tonight. Eliza says Tonin, Vesio, or someone else at F5. I'm Vesio at F5.
I'm Vesio, I think.
But I think Vesio, I think they're sitting as my F4 currently. Because I've got Tonin at my F5.
Yeah. Where's team better scoring or better job? Better role?
Yep. Nick Turner still tossing up whether to start Mim Strom, weighing up these two options. So Strom, Wrench on field, or Fish, Centra. Hang on. So going Strom, Wrench, and then one of Fish or Centra on field, both those two rookies, or go Schultz, McLaughlin, and Patrikios. Second option, but yeah, make sure you keep Fish and Centra and Wrench all at least on your bench. Jonathan Lewis, thoughts on Grace Cost with O'Dowd named? Are we fine starting her at F5?
F5?
Sorry, F6. Sorry, F6. I don't think we're starting F5.
I think currently, yes. But that might change. I've not really had time to digest that team. So currently, yes.
Bogue's the other one I think we're looking at.
Yeah, and they're both 300k rookies. So let's just see what happens as the weekend goes on with regards to when other teams get culled and that kind of thing.
Yeah. Matt Man, hey boys, is having a McDonald F5 viable? I think so. I think it's viable. Yep, for sure.
Yep.
Zachary Yap says McLaughlin or Georgia Stathis. I think I'm McLaughlin.
I'm McLaughlin just because Georgia Stathis has the worst kicking style in the AFLW. And it's horrible to watch. I saw one I owned last year. And just out with the 5 last year.
I really hope she's not watching. Yeah, that's going to be a real painful one to hear, Tom, mate. Shano, will Tonin definitely play for Adelaide, named on extended bench? I think she will. Yep, she looked great. She's got a clear role. I don't think I'd be there as well. No, oh shit, Nathan. Did I not get invited to Content Crowds Cup because I would win this too?
We don't want perennial second place finishes.
Now I feel bad. Now I'm going to have to try and open it up to another coach. Now I feel absolutely terrible.
You're not be able to do it, mate, because it starts in 11 minutes.
I don't know. I'll have to see. I know Jaiden's going away, so I might have to see if Jaiden wanted to relinquish the spot for this year. I'll see how I go. Noku, worried about Ham being named half full. I think we chatted about that before. I don't think we're too worried at this stage. She's not going to be a full-time midfielder anyway. But
I'm fairly worried, and that might move. I might be able to do something like Ham to window. But I'll see how I feel over the next day.
Yeah.
With window named on ball.
Yeah. What do we got here? Bartlow, Paxman or Birch? Cheers. I think I'm Paxman.
I'm Paxman comfortably over Birch.
Yeah. Damon Snell, if Toner's not selected, where are you going considering low budget? I'm going probably Emma McDonald in that case.
Yeah, I'm going down.
Yeah, which would be annoying because then that would give me enough money to go
do it.
Serene Watson up to Charlie Thomas. But
I prefer Serene Watson to Charlie Thomas. That's just me.
Yeah. Ben McCulloch, Window or Barnett? Ooh, that's a good one. Window's named on ball.
I think Window, just because of the chance Barnett could end up playing out the goal square, full forward.
Yeah,
the ruck with Hare and Sabs Frederick is a bit unknown. I want to have a watch of that first before pulling the trigger.
Yeah, Scott Medano says Tommy missing an aircon vent.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, the ducted doesn't work.
That's funny, a bit like that one.
Just it's been very windy today in Perth, so.
Mike says Tonin just swapped McDonald on field and Tonin to bench. If Tonin's named, I'm still backing Tonin on field over McDonald, I think. But
yeah,
you could do it. You could do it if you want. And the last one we got here is Zachary Yap says Watson or Thomas, and then Brown or O'Shea. I'm starting Watson, but I feel like if I had the cash, I like what I saw from Thomas in that Pracky game, and I think she's guaranteed to get the majority of the kick-ins, whereas Watson, Elefren did take the kick-ins, but Watson is cheaper. So if that 40K, like my team, it makes a difference, then I'd go Watson. But I'm Thomas if the cash isn't a worry, but both are great. I think, Tom, you said you're Watson.
I'm Watson and probably Brown just for cash. I don't see too much difference between Brown and O'Shea.
Yep, I'd go. I'd agree as well. And then Slim says, got a league code, boys. Yes, I do. Yep, I said it before, but the code is BI1H5QVS, Slim. That's for the AFLW Fantasy Fanatics Open League. So make sure you guys do join in and check that out. And Scott says, I'm in Perth, mate. It's been bloody windy. Yes, that's obviously what Tom was saying there as well. And final question of the night from Eliza, and we'll wrap up. Bench options for cash gen currently out. So Centra, Dunlop, Koss, and Fish. I do like McDonald. Are there better options, mainly forward and defence? I think if you've got the money to get McDonald over Koss, you could definitely do that. I think Dunlop, Fish, and Centra are the ones you want. They're the ones you want on the bench, or at least in your team.
Sounds like my bench. So I think.
Sorry. So he's got. When he says out, he meant Ott. So he's got Eliza. Eliza's got Ott.
It sounds a lot like my bench. So I hope that bench is decent because
that's my bench as well. Yep.
It sounds a lot like my bench.
Yeah. So and then Brisbane Bloods, Brown, Window, or Koss and Heath.
Brown and Window. Is it Koss? But if you said Koss and Heath could be very good.
It could be. I felt the safer plays Brown and Window. The upside is Koss and Heath, but there's more chance of probably fixing up Koss and Heath compared to Brown and Window. So that's probably where we go, Brisbane Bloods. But that will do us, because I reckon if we could keep getting questions, we'd probably keep answering them. So we will wrap up there. We very much appreciate everyone tuning in as always. And obviously me and Tom will be doing all our pre-lockout chats and everything like that throughout the season, along with our round reviews. Next week will be interesting in time-wise, just because we still got the men's one for one more week. So we'll see how that goes next week. But we'll let everyone know anyway. But Tom, mate, thanks for jumping on once again. Any closing thoughts, and then where can people find you?
Good luck, everybody. 12 weeks to go, and hope everyone has a great season, and hope to see you all in the top 100. And you can find me at X at Tom_Hales_.
Yeah, beautiful. Make sure you go and follow the man. And you can follow me at BAILSDT across socials, and us at AFL Fantasy Fans on X. We'll be back on, Monday night or potentially Tuesday, depending on when we record on Monday for our round review of round one. But yeah, looking forward to recapping everything that goes well. Good luck, everyone, with your squads this week. Obviously, this will be the last time we chat to you guys before our round review. So obviously, make sure you guys tune to Free Kick on air tomorrow afternoon. That where you can get a lot more of your squad sorted. But good luck tonight. Good luck for the rest of the weekend. Hope you guys smash it. A big score. Start off well. And we'll catch you guys for our round review. So thanks, everyone, and good luck for round one. See ya.
Bye.